Liverpool in the Europa League drop points and lose to Union SG. I'm not going to try and pronounce the full name because I will probably butcher it. You know what I'm saying? But guys, USG 2, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool suffer another defeat in the Europa League. And I want to see how you guys are feeling right now. To be fair, it was a very youthful team. Very, very youthful team. You know what I'm saying, guys? Liverpool's team had a full of youngsters. Klopp, he was already through. They're already through. So he put out the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happens when youngsters come out. But before we go into any more, I just want to say, guys, subscribe to the Football Terrace. Yes, Terry is not here. He is spending time with his children tonight. So allow him that. You know what I'm saying, guys? Allow him the time to spend time with his kids. So make sure you like the video for Terry, subscribe to the Football Terrace, and share this video out to everyone not watching, to all the Liverpool fans who are currently just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know if Liverpool fans took this game seriously because, you know what I'm saying? You're already through. You guys are resting your players for the big game against Man United on Sunday. You guys don't really need to worry about this game. But I want to know if there were worrying things that you saw from this team in terms of the structure and the shape, the midfield, the attack, and the goalkeeper. Were all of that to come in the show, guys. So, guys, let me know how you are feeling in the comment section. We will have some of the Liverpool fans on to give their take on the game, how they felt. But for now, it's just me and you guys, just me and you. Man like Georgie says, even in Vines with KJ, yes, early stream for the Europa League, and I'm here for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Cop Pirate to say that you guys were bad. Yeah, you guys were not good tonight. But are you going to give the young players some leeway? There's loads of them out there tonight. So I just want to know how you guys feel about your young players coming on. Yeah, it was Gakpo, Darwin, Gomez. Yeah, youngsters. Okay, listen. Yes, you had some experienced players out there, of course, like those three. They had Konate did start. You did have Endo in the midfield as well, and some others. But for the most part, a lot of your starting players were young players. Most of your subs were young players. So, can you really go that hard on Liverpool? Can you? Like with the context, you guys are really disappointed with Harvey Elliott today. He played like a child. Yeah, Harvey Elliott today, like he does this thing in games where he shows bits and moments throughout the game. He looks like there's something there, but then these are the kind of games that you look at Harvey Elliott and say, yo, this is where you need to carry the team. This is where you need to carry the game and show that you are a top level talent, a player that can be more than just a squad player for Liverpool. He didn't really do that today. Some bright moments, but again, you need to be more consistent against these kind of teams. And in these kind of moments where you got to show the young players what it means to be a Liverpool player, because he is more experienced than them, hands down. But guys, listen, we'll talk about that later. I am not looking forward to the game at Anfield, but we'll go into more of that later. Oh, guys, hope you guys are well. People asking where Terry is. He is hanging around. He's chilling with his kids, having an evening with his kids. So please relax in it. Like let him do what he wants to do. Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Football Terrace while you're at it. The game overall, though, let's talk about the game overall. Very lackluster for Liverpool. Very, very lackluster. They were poor for the most part. Youngsters aside, let's look at the older squad players. They're lacking today. Midfield, that DM spot is a massive issue for Liverpool. Endo is not at the level to be a main player for Liverpool. I don't think he's at the level to maybe even be a Liverpool player. He just looks very weak. Looks very slow on the ball. He just doesn't look progressive enough. And I know he's had that moment where he scored against Fulham. I think it was a great goal. But other than that, he just doesn't look like a Liverpool player to me. He looks like a stopgap. And as much as he's trying, and it's not like he's a lack of effort or anything like that, I just don't think that he's able to do that role to the level that Liverpool needed to do to win the major honors. I'm not talking about Europa League because I think you guys will win that anyway with him there. But going forward, the Champions League, the Premier League, Endo, I don't think is at that quality. And you need that balance in that midfield. You guys got ran ragged today by USG's midfield. They were just all over the place. And then your defense as well, so easily cut open. So many times there were 1v1s with Kelleher. There were times where just the fullbacks were getting beaten way too easily. And it just wasn't a good day in the office. Kanate looked like a headless chicken in the back. Just clearances not going his way, like just battling with the forward players, but not really look like you're gonna win that. So yeah, it's a very, very tough game for your backline as well. Very, very open. Indeed. Twisted, what does a Liverpool player look like? Milner, Henderson. Yeah, okay, listen, I know you have the players like Milner and Henderson who have come through and won things with Liverpool, but even Milner and Henderson were physically more aggressive, physically more capable than Endo. And and for me as a DM, physicality has to be a big part of your game. And for me, he just doesn't have it. He hasn't got the speed and he hasn't got the strength to play that role in this Liverpool system. So yeah, literally, don't worry about that. Like, yes, Milner and Henderson were there, but they also had qualities that fit this Liverpool team. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool actually miss Fabinho. They do. But it's crazy because it seemed like he was on his last legs anyway. And he probably might be someone that we look at that's like, yo, like, he's not of the level anymore, you know? Like, people were already saying that as he was going out, but if he stayed another season, would we have been saying more of these things? Who knows? But yes, guys, this attack of USG looks scary. That's funny. This attack of Liverpool, we need to have a conversation. We need to have a conversation about this attack because only 2 shots up until what, the last like 10 minutes of the game. There was only 2 shots. No, it ended up with only 2 shots on target and none off target. So 2 shots in the entire game against USG. Gakpo trying his best, but nothing coming off. Again, the wide players were young, but like again, they don't really deliver anything. And then Darwin Núñez comes on, and again, the same, nothing really changes. So are you guys worried about your attack? Because I know Liverpool fans have been talking about the attackers quite a bit for the last few weeks now, where they're saying, like, the guys, like, I know we're winning games, but like, other than Salah, who's really delivering in this attacking line? And today is a game that I thought maybe like a Gakpo or Núñez will come in, get some confidence, get some goals, maybe get some assists as well, and really just kick on for the rest of the season. But that didn't happen today. That did not happen today at all. So are you guys worried about your attack? Super chat here says, so are you taking the piss? This is an under 21 team. Hey, listen, I've not really slated the young players. I'm talking about your older squad players who should be stepping up in these games. Like, the young players, they are what they are. Like, they are young, they will make mistakes, they won't be perfect. They're not used to like men being on their backside for the entire game. You know, like the amount of times I saw the fullbacks or the midfielders or the wingers just get tossed around by these USG players. I expect that because they're young. They're used to playing against guys the same size as them. These are grown men playing the game for years. So of course they're going to struggle. But I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about your squad players, Total Red. Because your squad players are the ones that should be helping carry these guys. the Kanates, the Endos, the Gakpos, even Harvey Elliott as well. That they should be helping these guys to perform. Joe Quanso was your best defender today, in my opinion. And he had Konate and he had Gomez on today. So I'm not trying to blame your young players. I'm just saying, like, it just wasn't good overall. Debbie, my girl, how you doing? KJ, I don't like your chance. I don't like your chances now. I would say forfeit your next game. Hey, listen, I know we've lost. I know they've lost, sorry. I know Liverpool have lost. And so therefore you could say they're gonna be hungry to win. Yeah, listen, even if they had won, they'd be hungry to win. So it doesn't matter about that. We are in trouble. Man United won't be playing against children on Sunday. That is true. That is true. This is why I'm not saying anything over the top, overly too crazy. Like, because of this, Man United are gonna come and destroy Liverpool. No. I know what time it is. There's a young team with some squad players playing in a game that didn't matter because they're already through. They're already through. We was poor again, not first time in this competition. So here's a so G's backstage. So I'll bring him on in a second. I just want to know. I want to know. Do you think Liverpool are kind of taking this competition not serious enough? If that's a Liverpool fan saying that they're poor not for the first time in this competition, I want to know. Because if that is something that's happening, the club needs to sort it out because you guys have to win the Europa League. Not because I'm a rival trying to put pressure on, because you're the best team in that competition. You're fighting for the Premier League. So the Europa League is something that I believe that you guys should be the favourites for, hands down. No matter what team comes from the Champions League, you're better than everyone in this competition. So you should win. DK, my guy, says, man like KJ, my Christian bro. How's the fact? Hey, listen, my brother, I'm wearing my Borders and God shirt, you know what I'm saying? Podcast out as well. Go and check that out. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for the encouragement. All right, people, man like G's coming in now to give his thoughts, to give his say. Guys, remember to like and subscribe to the Football Terrace. Comment in the comment section below when the show is done. Comment in the live chat. Super chats and member chats will get highlighted and we'll talk about them. But joining me now is man like G. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, you know what it is? I'm out of practice. Wrong setting. There we go. Man like G is here. How are you doing, my friend? 2-1 away in a pretty much a dead rubber game. Lots of young players. Just overall, how do you feel about the game and your performance today?
Firstly, yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. Hope you're blessed. Look, we could provide context, and everyone's right. Look, we played the youngsters and stuff like that. 100% correct. But if we're just looking at the game in isolation, Liverpool were atrociously poor, obviously, in the game. Obviously, we can add the context, young players, chemistry, all of that, all of that good stuff. But it was still a poor performance regardless, and I'm not even, as you mentioned before, I'm not even talking about the youngsters. I'm actually talking about some of the squad players. I'm talking about, the Kanates, the Jones, the Ellie, the whole midfield, to be honest, and Gakpo, they were absolutely dog shit. Like, it was actually quite shocking, really, to see that. I thought that they would at least, put up a little bit more because they're trying to worm their way into the first team. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to get a place. They want to show Klopp, I want to play on Sunday against Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? And I thought this would be the type of game that you come in, have a fantastic performance, we walk away. And I think it's funny. I just put out a tweet saying people need to stop trying to get other people to police, the way that a fan should feel after a game. You lost the game, you have every right. It doesn't matter any level of context. If you lose a game, you're going to be vexed about it. And I think too many people, it's a dead rubber game and etc. And I get that. I fully get it. But if Liverpool had won the game 6-0, Ben Doak scored a hat-trick and Kai Gordon got 2 goals and, I don't know, Kwanzaa obviously got his goal, we'd all be turning around as Liverpool fans saying, oh my goodness, look at the young players that we've got. They were amazing. They were this. So it's got to be kind of reciprocated the other way as well when they have a poor performance. Ultimately, they're going to have. I've seen the first team have crap performances as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those kind of things. But obviously, context is we had a lot of youngsters on the pitch. first game for some of these guys. Kai Gordon coming back, Ben Doak coming back from injury. So it's just one of them ones, man. But we topped the group anyway, so it is what it is.
Yes, I hear that. I understand that as well. We were joined by Samuel here too. Just moving on from the game itself. I think G wrapped it up very nicely there. And let's highlight some players. I want to go to the goalkeeper first. I want to go to Kelleher, Samuel, because I know obviously Alisson being out is a big blow for you guys in general. But this is a game where you think Kelleher would step up and show his quality. And I think Kelleher is a very good goalkeeper, by the way, very good backup. But what do you think of his performance today with those 2 goals that ended up going in?
First of all, big up you guys, man.
Big up.
To be fair, I don't really expect much of Kelleher, to be fair. Like, I think we're so used to Alisson. And you have to understand that Alisson is abnormal. Like some of the saves that he makes, like his positioning and stuff like that. You look at Kelleher and you're thinking, oh, why did he not make this save or this save? And it's like, no, you're comparing him to Alisson, even though you're not saying Alisson in your mind. There was one goal that they scored that, what's it called? The striker beat Kelleher at the near post. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, Kelleher. There's some fundamental stuff where he doesn't do, and I know he can do it, and it's just kind of like you look at him thinking, well, that was quite simple, that you're making mistakes in and stuff like that. However, I'm not going to be too harsh on him. He is the number 2. I don't really expect much from him, but yeah, there are some aspects of his game where I just think to myself like, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna have to improve on that very fast, because really and truly, like, and this is where I get onto Liverpool a lot, is that we've got Alisson first, we've got Kelleher second, and we've got Adrian third. Now that's quite poor as a third choice goalkeeper. Now, if you look at it, like, we should have got somebody else to either have second or third, and just to make our goalkeeper options a little bit better. And once Alisson is out, can I ask Liverpool fans if we really have confidence in Kelleher? if we're being serious. Exactly. So it's kind of like we're just gonna have to make do with it and just take it for what it is.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. And then staying in the back line, obviously, the young man Kwanzaa scores his first goal for Liverpool. I think he played pretty well. If I do say so myself, I think he played pretty well in that back. I think he's the best defender today. What do you think of his performance, G? And where do you think his future lies with Liverpool right now?
I think the role that he's got now, I think that's his role. You know, just kind of coming in when he can. Obviously, there's still a pecking order, like at Liverpool. He hasn't earned that right just yet. Do you know what I mean? Where he can just be like, yep, I should start this game or that game kind of thing. I think in these kind of Europa League games, we got West Ham in the Carabao Cup, I think, next week. So again, those games, you can put someone like Kwanzaa in alongside someone else. And I think, that's absolutely perfect for him. And remember, this is his first season with Liverpool, like Liverpool's first team. So we got to just let him kind of ease his way in. He's going to make mistakes soon. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to be flawless, throughout his whole time here. There's going to come a period where he's going to make mistakes. He's going to look out of form. He's going to get injured, whatever it may be. So right now, I think he's on a very, very good trajectory. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think someone like Konate, he's got to look over his shoulder and he's got to start thinking to himself, you know what, if I don't back up my ideas, if I don't, sort out and pattern up this whole injury situation that I've got going on where every 2 seconds I'm injured or, the manager can't trust me past 45 minutes and things like that, then, he's got to start looking over his shoulder, because Kwanzaa, as you said, he was the best defender on the pitch and we were open like no man's business, but he still looked good. Excellent finish. Do you know what I mean? And I like him. I was super shocked that we let him come into the first team, but seeing him now, I'm like, oh yeah, thank God we got him, because he's actually a good defender.
I think his jump from the to the first team has been actually brilliant. To be fair, it's like it actually has people. I know me and G said it another time. I know we still want another defender because we don't trust the injuries of Matip, Konate, and Gomez. But like, it was even like people were questioning, like, do we need another defender? Now, I'm not saying that we don't need another. We do. Please,
We
please,
do 100%.
Liverpool, go in January and get a defender. Please don't make the same mistakes as before. However, it is testament to Kwanzaa that I always said this. I like a composed defender. He's very composed, very good on the ball. He's got a little bit of pace on it, and his IQ. You can see the IQ is there. His defensive ability is there. So like Kwanzaa, like I'm very proud of it. To be fair, I've said this from the beginning. Like he's one to watch, and he's actually exceeded my expectations by a bit.
Same.
Yeah, nice. You know what? Big up to the young lads. Again, it's always nice to see a young player come in who's a surprise. Like obviously you've got your players that you see get hyped up during the academy times, and they come into the team. You're like, okay, cool. But when a left field player comes through, and you're just like, well, this has been a gem. You get happy. So he hopefully develops into a solid centre back that Liverpool can play for years to come. Moving up the pitch, though, guys, this midfield composition, especially within the DM role, the DM situation, where do you guys stand on that? I see a lot of people defend Endo, they do, but for me personally, it's not his fault, but I just think you need better in that role, like 100%. And today is another game for me that displayed why Endo is not the answer to your problems. Sorry.
Do you want to go first? Yeah, go ahead.
Really, I think. Listen, I don't think Endo's even been as bad as some people make out. Like the way people have been getting onto Endo, I'm like, he hasn't been that bad. Like, but what you're saying, KJ, is right. We definitely need an upgrade in that position, and that's what bugged me the most today. Is that it's games like today when I see the whole midfield, the way that they play, I'm always like, sometimes in certain games and stuff like that, it doesn't matter the context. I think we get too hung up about context. But sometimes in certain games, this is your biggest game. You need to treat it like it's your biggest game because you may never get another chance later on down the line. None of these that midfield that played today, none of them might play on Sunday. Some of them might play against West Ham. Like I have no idea how Klopp's gonna kind of do it. So the games that you are playing, you need to be showing yourself. Kwanzaa, the reason why he's being looked at like this is because even in the little Carabao Cup third round games against God knows who, he's performing in those kind of games. So when he does come to the other games, you can trust him. These guys, Jones and Elliott, was to get onto later on, but like with Endo, I'm like, you're so inconsistent and you're not that good anyway. So I'm a bit annoyed. Like you're not even that good and you're still kind of inconsistent. One game he plays very, very well, comes off the bench, he'll do his thing. Next game, I'm like, you're playing like he did kind of, tonight. And it's a tricky one because we talk about Liverpool's midfield all the time, but we talk about, obviously we've got depth, but I've never been comfortable with the quality of depth. I don't look at it and think, yeah, this depth is amazing. Obviously, I'm not saying it has to be Manchester City. Not everyone can do that. I'm not saying it has to be Real Madrid quality, but I'm not comfortable if my two of my starting midfielders got injured. I don't know if I'll be that comfortable with any of these guys really just filling in for a period of time like that. You know what I mean? So it's what it is really.
Yeah, and talking about Jones and Elliott, Samuel, their performances today, I know to be fair, I think both players have stepped up in different areas this season already. I know a lot of people give grief to Curtis Jones for what he is. But what do you think of these two players in these kind of games? Do you think they need to show more, or do Liverpool fans just need to be patient and let them just continue to develop like they have been?
It's funny, because these two, little story behind it. I never really rated them two before. I can't even lie to you. Especially last season, when Klopp tried to, I don't know, inbred them into the first team, and it didn't really work out. And I had more on Curtis Jones. I had clear problems with Curtis Jones before. I felt like he held on to the ball for too long. I felt like he was very indecisive with his decision making. And he was just slowing down attacks and stuff like that. Now, from the beginning of the season, I think to when he got the red card against Tottenham, I actually praise Curtis Jones that, do you know what? He's actually been, he's improved. And it was statistically, actually, there was statistic that he was one of the most important players in the Liverpool team, because of him retaining possession and stuff like that. Now, when I've seen both of them, especially Elliott's best work has come off the bench, i.e. the Crystal Palace game where he scored the goal. My only thing about them too, and this is also including Endo as well, is that when they start games, they don't show enough for me. It's when they come off the bench and they need to like prove something, or they need to like grab the game from by the scruff of the neck. That's when they really show something, which is very confusing to me, because you prove yourself then, but then when you start, it's kind of like, yeah, and it's kind of like, I would say this: we're kind of good right now in a sense. We got Szoboszlai, we got Gravenberch, we got McAllister, and as G said, we do have depth in the midfield, so there is competition around. But with Curtis Jones and Elliott, I just feel like I need to see a little bit more of them when they're starting, and be more of like one of the seniors. I know they're young, but obviously Jones was captain. But be more of one of the seniors where they just step up and really take the game to the opposition, which I don't really see of them when they start. But I do see when they come off the bench.
No, I hear that. I think there's loads of players like that in football right now. Like, I know at United, like most of our players look better off the bench than they do when they start. So some of them look better just never playing. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a difficult position right now, especially for players trying to make their mark. It's like, how do you do that? People can say, oh, but they don't get enough game time to do so. But at the same time, the opportunity you do get, like today, you gotta prove that you're worth starting in more games. So yeah, guys, remember to keep. Go on.
I was gonna say one thing about Endo. Yeah, Endo. I wasn't the kind of guy that will get onto Endo because I knew the type of signing that he was, and I know Klopp will try and gas it up. So I really wanted it. Yeah, Klopp. Oh, shut up. Like, I knew what type of signing it was, and this is why I kept on stressing. And KJ, I've said, Jesus heard me say this repeated times. We need to get a DM in January if we really want to push on to this league. And I know people say, oh, we are open and stuff like that. Fair enough. But even on the ball, Endo gets stripped too easily for me. And it puts our defense under pressure. We saw it in the Crystal Palace game, and we saw it in the first half of this game, where he was just getting bullied off the ball. And it's kind of like, we do need a DM that is quite comfortable with passing it off, or is good with his feet. A little bit like Kai said, or somebody like that. And I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but I'm giving an example of like a type of player that we kind of need. So a DM is a very good DM is paramount for January.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. And we've got 2 more sections, and then we out here. Quick one today because it's Thursday evening. Everyone wants to come and chill at night. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool through to the Europa League next rounds. Anyway, are you guys worried about your attack? And again, we're not talking about young players that played today. We're talking about some of the squad players that played, Gakpo and Darwin Núñez, in particular. Are you guys starting to worry that, wait, are these guys going to get firing anytime soon? Or are you guys relaxed about the situation?
I'm relaxed about Salah because he'll do his thing as he always does. It will be more the other players that I look at because they don't have that proven track record at Liverpool anyway, where I know that, okay, they can go 5-6 games, not score a goal, but then they'll go on a crazy run and then we'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, it's more, it's a weird one, man. Usually if we're not scoring, if the attack ain't scoring, nobody else is. But now we've got other players to score goals. So Kwanzaa obviously scored today. I don't know, Van Dijk scored the other day, I think against Sheffield United. Szoboszlai scored in that same game. So there are a little amount of goals elsewhere, which is a massive improvement from what we used to have. Remember, we had Fabinho, Henderson, Gini, them man weren't scoring. So when the attack didn't score, it looked peak. Like you just noticed it massively. And I think even just by having Trent score a couple goals here and all of these other guys, even if it's just one goal, it just feels like it's more. So as long as the attack can pattern up, would I say, probably before the end of the year, like before, because we've got like quite a few games before the end of the year. As long as they can pattern up before the end of the year and then go into January in a little bit of form, I'm not going to be too fussed. If we get into January and it's still looking as bleak as it is now, then I will be a little bit concerned, because then I'll say, well, your main scorer is going away to AFCON now. So someone needs to take the mantle somewhere. And I don't have confidence in anybody else really to kind of do that. There's not one player I really think of and think, yeah, he's the guy who can score me all the goals. So that's where I'll be a little bit concerned. But for now, I'm not really too bothered. I think we got enough to beat Man United, West Ham and Arsenal at the moment. But again, we have to just wait and see on that one.
I came onto one stream and I actually pointed this out. And this is, I believe, when we won. And I said, guys, I'm not going to overreact, but our attack is not clicking. Now, and G alluded to this, is that what is different from previous seasons is that if our attack is not scoring, then other aspects of our team are scoring. If you look at the Fulham game, none of our attackers scored. It was all our midfielders that scored. And I realized this in our team is that our midfielders are taking more of the impetus to shoot outside the box. Thank God. Finally. Oh my word. But you didn't really have that with Fabinho. Henderson will do it in the 1 out of 20 games he would do it. And Wijnaldum never did it, except for that Barcelona game. But yeah, it was... I am looking at our attack because I feel like maybe against United, if United play the way that they're playing, then I have no problem with our attack. But if United sit back and play a deep block, then if we don't score in the first half, I'm really going to be a little bit worried. But other than that, yeah, I'm same as G. Like, I feel like they need to start clicking before the end of the year, and if then we can push on. If not, then I'll be a lot more worried.
No, I hear that. I wish our attack was your attack right now. Talking about Man United, Szoboszlai, Trent, VVD, Mo, Ali. What, Ali? He's talking about Alisson. Or is he talking about McAllister?
Ali.
Okay. Diaz rested. Pray for United. Oh, okay, guys. This is going to be a little quick section. Man United and Liverpool play at Anfield on the weekend. I am dreading it. I am not looking forward to this. We don't go there. We don't go to Anfield well anyway. But 5-0, 4-0, 7-0 last season when we actually were in good form. What we doing now when we're in like the worst form I've seen us since Ragnick, I don't know. Well, I don't even know. You could even field this team and you probably would win. You know what I'm saying? How are you guys feeling about that game on Sunday under the lights at Anfield? Are you guys confident that you'll come home with the win, and not just a win, another battering?
Quickly, I'll say this quickly. I put a tweet out on Twitter about this. I'm confident about the game. We should come out and be winning the game. That's the line, full stop. But I feel like, and this is where my I step back. There's a lot of Liverpool fans that are a bit too confident. Now we have to remember that this is Man United, and I understand they are rubbish right now. They are crap, 100%. But you don't know what Man United will turn up. Because even against the Chelsea game, I don't even think Man United were that even good. But you can still see there was an improvement there. Do you get what I'm saying? And if we're not on our game, I'm not saying we're going to lose because it's at Anfield, but we can easily draw that match. So
we've drawn one game all season.
I'll just say
number two.
I'll just say this. We're top of the league. All we need to do is just win. So even if we come out with a 1-0 or 2-0 win, I am fine with that. Move on to the next game.
No, I'm sorry, Samuel. If you guys don't win by more than 3 or 4,
no, KJ, no.
It should be sacked.
No. See, this is what I don't get. Man United fans that I'm seeing, they're putting more pressure on us to win by 5, 6s, 7s, and 8s than we are actually. Like we're saying we'll win the game comfortably, whatever the scoreline, 4-0, 5, whatever. But I feel like Man United fans, it's like this is like your coping mechanism because you feel that there's a battering coming. So they're all saying, right, you know what? If you guys don't beat us 6-0, then you lot are rubbish. I'm like, if we beat you 1-0, then I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? We're you know what I mean? I'll take the 3 points and obviously go. Obviously, of course, performance, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, to face against Manchester United and win, I'm good with that. And I think I'm like Samuel, though. I feel like Liverpool fans are being a bit too confident because it wouldn't surprise me if we drew the game. It actually wouldn't surprise me. Like, I reckon I'd be more surprised if we battered you in the game this time round. Last season was just that was just weird. Like, that was just a weird game. You gave up after like 2-3-0. I feel like if you play the way that you did against Bayern, and I know Bayern weren't really trying as much as they probably could have, but if you set up in that same way to try and frustrate, like I said, man, it could be a different type of game. And the way that Liverpool's forwards ain't firing, it just could be a bit different. But I'm going for a comfortable victory anyway, still.
Yeah. No, I don't think if you beat us 1-0, I'm not gonna call you rubbish because
no, not you specifically, but others.
If you guys win 1-0 and then decide just to pass it round like when Man City beat us 2-0 at Old Trafford and just kept the ball, that would hurt me as well because that's also embarrassing. So yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, as a United fan, we are so bad. Like just the way that we play is awful. That all the players are out of form. All the players have got no confidence. The manager has lost his bold mind. Like, nothing is going right. Sir Jim was supposed to be in November, and we're hearing saying it might be January. So everything about Man United is going so badly. It's like I can't see anything but a Liverpool win, and I can't say anything but a Liverpool battering because you just been doing that to us anyway. You did it under Jose, Oli, Ragnick, and now flipping Ten Hag. It's just the story of it's the history of the Man United. Like, it's just the way it is. But I hope we somehow magically don't lose. That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? For one day, and then I remember what pain feels like when I remember that this has been an awful season. So yeah, Liverpool fans, in the comments below, in the chat, tell me how much of a scoreline tell me how many how many goals Liverpool will score against Man United this coming weekend. I'm going with 6. I think they'll do this. I think they'll do this by 6. Yeah, 6 is happening. If 8 actually happens, you know what? Okay, if you man do 10, and I don't think you will do 10, but if you man do 10, I might just quit. Just
10 is for you to concede 10 goals in a game.
Like,
your manager would have to get sacked that same
evening. He has to be sacked.
Yeah.
Like, he has to be sacked 100%. If we lose by 10, he needs to be sacked before the final whistle blows. Like, it has to be done. But we won't do because we're stupid. But guys, that has been the match reaction. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. Someone says I'm doing too much. No, I'm not. This is how I genuinely feel. You're gonna beat us by 6. Like, honestly, it's not. I don't feel good, man. If I felt good, I would tell you. Last year, I thought we could win like a sneaker 2-1. Ended up being 7-0. So yeah, it's just not it. It's just not it. Lots of 3-0s in there as well. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Just a quicker match reaction. Terry will be back with you tomorrow with the top 6 show. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some fan channel review, maybe some more breaking news within the world of football. But Terry will be back with you guys. Make sure that you're here for that. Until then, guys, have a great evening. Enjoy yourselves. And Liverpool, gear up for another wonderful win at Anfield against Manchester United. All right, guys. See you guys